Okay, we're starting with UK.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I cannot wait to do this with Princess. She's gonna be so happy.
I'm gonna be happy.
She's
Wow,
gonna be
okay, that's
so,
interesting.
So happy about UK.
Hello, grease balls, and welcome to The Grease,
What's the grease, girl?
where we will be giving you the tea on this past week in drag.
The tea, mama.
The tea,
The
the
full
grease, the shade.
Fully caffeinated.
I am. Are you? Did you pop a Red Bull before this?
Yeah, but I have an announcement to make.
Oh God.
I turned off the faucet. I stopped. I'm no longer ordering them. I have about a 2-week supply left.
Are you okay medically?
Medically, right now, I'm fine. Once I start not drinking them, we can retouch base on that again.
The next time we see you is gonna be like a dried out, SpongeBob.
I need it.
Yes! Wait, I'm Princess Capella, joined today by none other than Joshita.
Hi, babies. I'm so sorry that I look homeless today, but I'm like A, hungover, B, sick, C, gay, and D, out of time.
Time's up.
Time's up, sister.
Sashay away.
Okay, before we jump into the UK finale, have you seen any of the drama about the Christmas Queens show with Roxy and Plain Jane?
I thought you were about to ask me about the fish feet shoes.
That was 2 weeks ago, mama.
No, I haven't. You're gonna have to fill me in. What's this tea?
Apparently at the Christmas Queens performance, Roxy Andrews, who's on the cast, she decided that she's gonna do like a couple park and barks rather than like, a big
Sure.
dancey Roxy Andrews number. So I think she does the Greatest Showman songs, like whatever those fucking are. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Never enough, that one. And so she's like taking it seriously. You know Roxy, she's a very serious queen. During one of her performances, Plain Jane comes out and is like basically trolling her and like dancing like an idiot during her performance on stage. And she comes and like steals her coat and then walks off. And Roxy apparently got fucking pissed, walked off before her performance was over, and did not come back out on stage for the rest of the evening.
Oh my God.
And I've seen some videos of Plain Jane like just on that cast for Christmas Queens just doing stupid shit. And I feel like maybe this is like part of her brand to like be chaotic in that. But I'm
yeah.
Don't do it to Roxy, bitch.
I feel like there's a handful of queens that I just would not want to like be clowning around with. Roxy is one of them, and I think the other one's like Latrice Royale. I would never fuck with
No, don't mess with
fuck
them.
with her.
I don't want to get beaten up.
Yeah.
Or crushed by the fandom.
I mean, that would have been really funny if it was part of the act.
And planned,
for sure.
and like she brought it up with
Yeah.
Roxy, and they decided, yeah, this is a fun thing, but like, ooh.
We're on to the triple finale extravaganza of this past week.
Yes.
Starting off with Drag Race UK Season 6.
Okay, here's my thing on the whole season 6. Season 6 was fucking good. The whole
Yes.
the season as a whole was very entertaining. It was one of the better seasons that I feel like I've had, like enjoyment-wise, watching a UK in recent history. But there's been a lot of controversy and disagreeing and agreeing about the actual turnout of this. I do hate finales.
So much. I mean, so much. And it's always, I always get annoyed when we do like a finale for the show, and I'm like, God damn it, now I've got to rewatch this.
I know.
I skip so much shit. But one of the things I really, really appreciated again about season 6 was that there weren't a lot of clunkers.
No.
Overall. I mean, thinking about some of the queens on the season, like even that were eliminated a few episodes ago, like Lil. I think Chanel O'Connor, to a certain extent, could have gone very far
Yeah.
with a few minor tweaks.
Yes.
Relisa, Marmalade, they didn't take home a lot of wins, but they both did really well in the competition, especially Marmalade.
Yeah. And I think even though that we had kind of like an uneven distribution of wins with like Kyron and Lavoie versus everybody else, even with that, I think with modern Drag Race, that isn't necessarily like a set in stone like winner. Like track record isn't necessarily going to make you win. We had queens like Lil and Marmalade who really just felt like they were like just ready to kind of like erupt and boil. And we just didn't have the opportunity to see that happen. So I hope we see some of these girls in like some all-stars type situations.
Okay, so the finale was a song and dance number.
It sounded like Alyssa Edwards fucking wrote it.
What's funny is that we talked recently, like last episode, I think, about like ASMR. And I said that like people eating doesn't give me ASMR, but songs like this give me ASMR. And it's the most embarrassing fucking thing because it's the cheesiest, corniest, nastiest, worst song you've ever heard in your life. But it's like, we're fierce and we're free, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just cannot. It is like the most embarrassing thing about me. That's probably a lie, but it's one of the many embarrassing things about me as a person is that this kind of shit will like make me get teary-eyed even though it's the hokiest, cheesiest, worst thing you've ever heard in your life.
I'm not necessarily on that side, but I get it because like the whole, like when we watch Philippines, the Manilena, like Miss Manilena.
Oh my God.
Oh, that shit got me going, okay?
Oh my God, yeah.
I really think that the final performance song was fucking bunk. Like it was not. It was just like, look, there are situations where I think they can do kind of like a slower, a little bit more meaningful one. Like when they did All-Star 6 and all the top 4 were like country queens. Okay, throw the country song at them. But I just felt like, I don't know. To be honest, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, they're doing this so that Lavoie can win. It was like an kind of like older queen coded type.
It was very like BBC show.
Nobody really like fucked up or did really bad. I thought everybody except for Kyron looked good. I did not like Kyron's final look. I hated the wig. I hated the fucking outfit.
What seemed strange to me was that, right, so it goes Kyron and then Lavoie, and then Relisa and Marm's verses all seemed shorter than Kyron's and Lavoie's. And maybe I'm just smoking penis, and I should have like sat there and timed it, but I'm lazy, quite frankly. But they seemed like they each had 3 lines, maybe.
Yes.
None of the verses stuck out as like, oh, I love that. I think I liked Lavoie's performance of the song the best because I really like her voice. And then, of course, Relisa did the best kind of overall in the performance because she's a good dancer.
I'm gonna say something controversial here.
Oh God. I'm hanging up.
I really think Relisa she's just not really good at Drag Race and like needs a little bit more time to cook and develop that. And I really think somebody else could have been in her spot.
I totally agree. I think that Lil could have easily been there, although she probably would have been traumatized having to do another choreography challenge. You know, Relisa said at the beginning of the season that she wants to be something more than Rihanna.
To be fair, we only got Rihanna like the half time. Like in Snatch Game when she was like half Rihanna, half some dumb little girl, but like
she should just start making music because Rihanna's not going to release any music anytime soon.
Not for another 5 years.
Sorry, my straight intern just sent me something. I did think of saying release a song anytime soon instead of release, but I stopped myself. Thank you.
I do like that we get like all the other queens to come back. We get to see their runways. Yeah. Now here's my question. When a queen who is eliminated comes back and does this final parade or whatever, like the victory lap, do you think they actually wear what they were gonna wear for their finale if they had made it?
I don't think they necessarily wear what they were going to wear. Honestly, like if I was in that position and I had paid, you know, however many thousands of dollars for a potential finale gown, there's no fucking way I would be wearing that for the 5 seconds I'm gonna be on screen. Like,
I'm gonna save that.
I'm putting that.
All-Stars.
I'm gonna save that for All Stars. Yes, exactly.
I do think that we understated Marmalade's finale performance a little bit because I thought she really held her own. I thought that her look was better than Kyron's and Lavoie's.
On the runway or in the
performance?
Dance?
I just wanted to give her flowers on that.
I wasn't wowed by like any of the performance looks. I do think Relisa looked really hot. Lavoie is always going to be wearing like a obnoxiously red
wig,
horrible wig. So I just have to get over that because I think she would look so much better in a different color. As far as the finale looks though, Marmalade's was incredible. She's wearing a fucking dinner table, like immaculate, so good.
I have a question though. So I agree with you. I think Marmalade's final look was so polished and just so incredible. Like, how the fuck can you do this? But do you kind of feel like it's tired?
Yes and no. The like that era of fashion we do kind of see a lot, but I do think this was a little bit, you know, it wasn't just a Marie Antoinette ripoff.
Exactly.
It was something a little bit different.
Exactly, and that's why I'm only kind of questioning. That's why I asked and posed the question, because I'm not sure myself. I thought about it and I was like, Marmalade, you're a fashion girl. Why are we not doing something a little bit more new, a little bit more edgy? I'm not trying to take away from the look because I think it was probably the best one.
Relisa's outfit was like the most beautiful she's looked the entire season, with the kind of simple black with the jacket, and the gold was really gorgeous. Kyron and Lavoie both awful.
I thought Lavoie's was gonna have a reveal because the dress was like didn't match the shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, she's gonna rip that off and she's gonna have a reveal. Lavoie's coming to try her hardest.
She looked like, you know those birthday cakes that's like a Barbie stuck in the top of it? That's what she looks like to me.
I feel like Lavoie's worn better things this season than this finale look. And I was like, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, and then Kyron's, no ma'am. Absolutely not. The hair.
It was like dried bukkake hair. Like she she got fucked up and got knocked out in the bukkake fucking party and woke up like that. Covered in the tarp itself that they were using to keep it clean.
I feel like you're speaking from experience. I think you have a little bit too much information here.
I know exactly what your hair looks like after you've been bukkake'd.
It was just a worse version of her entrance look. And those two should have been switched, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That would have been, honestly, yes, that would have been a lot better. I just thought it was like, because to be honest, and I know you don't like Kyron, but Kyron has done almost everything correctly in terms of how you play Drag Race and win Drag Race. And then this happened and I was like, wait, I thought you were smarter than this.
Yeah, it really did seem, it was unexpected from Kyron because she has played it so well. It felt unfinished, like the tape on it just seemed weird.
I feel bad because I said I liked Relisa's final look, but it wasn't enough, kind of like her whole performance this season.
I mean, even in her voiceover, you could tell that, like, she knew she wouldn't win.
But she was still a good sport, and I still did enjoy seeing her. I'm sure we'll see more of her.
So the top two are Kyron and Lavoie with a lip sync to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And when they announced that this was the song, I was like, oh, Lavoie could take this.
I know.
100%.
I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, this is not too much in Kyron's wheelhouse that Lavoie can't do this. And like I said, with the finale song being like very, in my opinion, up Lavoie's alley, I was like, are we gonna get it? Is it gonna happen? Are we gonna have it happen?
And what I found off-putting about Kyron, and this is kind of my like overall what I dislike about Kyron, because okay, all drag is art and art is valid, and that does not mean I have to like it. I'm sorry. How many times have we given the note to somebody like Vanjie or Alyssa, and I say we as in I'm on the judging panel of RuPaul's Drag Race, so like the judges, you know, including myself, that you need levels, right, like to a performance. And Kyron is always like, my tongue's out and I'm crazy and like doing like the most.
Yeah.
And she's like never gotten that note because she's like a skinny twink and RuPaul wants her to be her personal blood boy to revitalize her youth, right? That's what it feels like to me. I'm like, why has Kyra never gotten this note? Because like on the runway for this episode and in the lip sync, she's just like doing this thing where she's like, I'm crazy and weird because I'm sticking out my tongue. And I don't buy it.
You know what? I'm also not purchasing because throughout the entire season, there was never personality-wise anything other than like a normal British boy. And so I'm like, how are you crazy? How are you wild? Is it just something that you're putting on? It seems like something a young person would do, I guess.
Yes.
But hey, it worked out for her. And yeah. I am not her. She's better than I am, I guess.
And good for her. Kyron wins and is crowned the next queen of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. But it leaves kind of a sour taste for me and, possibly for you. Because Lavoie had won 4 out of the last 5 episodes. And the only one she didn't win out of the last 5 episodes, she was high. Like, she easily could have won the makeover episode.
I think it felt sour a little bit because of the win distribution. Like, if you really were gonna want to, like, make us think one way, maybe one of those wins could have gone, one of Lavoie's wins could have gone to somebody else. It was also kind of one of the first times that I actually recall, like, the fandom protecting and loving an older contestant.
It felt like we were gearing up towards a Lavoie victory. But my question for you, in your personal opinion, which, we are professional reviewers here, do you think that the past 2 winners being Ginger Johnson and Danny Beard had an impact on the decision to crown Kyron? Because if, finales for those 2 seasons were Danny and Cheddar Gorgeous or Ginger versus
Michael
Maruli. So we haven't had like a young...
I think, I do. I really do. Not since Crystal. So I feel like because we had, so with Ginger and with Danny, they're like traditional UK drag. Like they give you that like difference that you get from like US, UK, anywhere in the world. And I think Kyron is a little bit of a mix-up with that, as not keeping things stale by, crowning Lavoie and keeping that traditional, UK drag going, giving it kind of like a Violet Chachki treatment and giving a younger, kind of upstart queen the win. I think RuPaul enjoys that storyline personally as well. So either way, to be quite honest, like I'm not mad that Kyron won. I would have been happier if Lavoie won, but this was a very good season.
So we are moving on over to the España finale. This is the real fucking homophobic rigor mortis moment of my week. What the fuck is wrong with Wow Presents Plus player on Google Chrome? It's like I get 15 minutes and then it starts fucking buffering.
Oh no.
And then it will not work for the rest of the goddamn day. So Wow Presents Plus, I'm a web developer.
Give me a call. And then we'll also put our show, and then we'll get the grease on Wow Presents Plus.
Yeah, you can pay me and you can also pick up our show.
Perf.
It'll be great.
We're moving on to the España grand finale. And this, my first note here says, we start with the Cry-mobile and the queens. So basically, we're doing all the bullshit that we just went through with UK for all the finale stuff. They gotta make them cry. They gotta tell them why they think they're the next drag superstar. All the bullshit. So in this one, they get the girls, Supreme picks up the girls one by one in a car, and they get like little phone calls over the radio from their family. And honestly, like, as much as I hate finales, this was like a cool little switch up idea. Like, honestly, they should have just left it at that and not done anything else sentimental, and I would have been much more happy. And then the circle jerk starts.
Girl.
We sit in front of a mirror one by one in the center, taking turns to compliment each other, each fucking queen down the line.
Hate this.
Puke
in my mouth.
I was like, please, can we fast forward? They were in front of that mirror for a fucking long time, by the way. There was only 4 of them, and they were going on.
Milking that sweet, sweet Emmy juice.
Oh my God, I was just like, okay, we get it. They go back on stage to jerk each other off, but that's where we find out some more information. So, Supreme tells us about this Eurovision style scoring system that they're going to be using.
Yes.
What did you think of that?
This was very interesting. I like this, that basically all the judges get an individual vote and then combined, the past queens get a vote.
I thought that was a fun way to kind of incorporate, a little like mystery into it instead of making it so obvious.
Yeah. And what I also really like about this finale, Eurovision kind of setup is that the queens each do a solo lip sync.
Yes.
So there's no lip sync for the crown where it's like, we don't know where the bucket to look type thing. And they each get to pick their own song too. So it's a song that's like they think that they are going to demolish.
I was so happy about that they got to pick the songs. I was like, okay, then there should be no fuck ups. They should be ready. It should be really good, really good. Can I just ask you how you feel about Chloe?
I do. I like Chloe as a person because she's very, very gay.
She did have like it wasn't a mess. Her performance wasn't a mess. I don't remember the name of the song, but she had a lot of like elements to the performance. She had like the wig reveal, and I think she had a couple.
The wig reveal was crunchy, though. It was crunchy. Yeah,
it was. It could have been executed a little bit more seamlessly, but I don't know. It wasn't terrible.
I don't think Chloe's performance was bad by any means. And then her going first, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know where to score this because I don't know what everybody else is going to pull out. Overall, I do think that Chloe did well. I thought it was cute. I thought the looks themselves were cute. The reveal, like I said, was a little crunchy though.
I fully think La Niña del Antro just made the wrong song choice. It was like, I get it. People love Evanescence. People love that song, but it was too slow. It was like too much of a slow burn jam.
Well, and the thing is too, is that I actually wrote this down, that this song is like very intense and like from the jump. There's no like levels to it.
Yeah.
There's no real, like, it just builds and builds and builds because it's like an intense song, but there's no moment where all that energy peaks, right? So where do you go with that? And that's kind of how I felt from the performance, was like, the sword trick at the beginning was a gag.
Yeah.
Loved that. That was so cool. But then from there, I was just kind of like, what are we doing?
It felt long. And you don't want that. You don't want it to feel long. Like, you want to, follow along with it and, blah, 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 blah. I think it was kind of shot in the foot from the get-go with the song choice. I don't think she did a bad job, though, either. I did like the little sword thing. But, like I said, like, it did feel long towards the end.
It was a bad song choice. I understand, like, feeling personally connected to Evanescence. Like, I'm a fucking emo kid.
Yeah.
I would have probably done some fucking stupid song like that too.
Like, I'm not gonna go on Drag Race and do Never Shout Never.
Right, because you won't have me playing backup guitar for you.
Exactly, that's really the point.
Exactly. Vampirasian, I kind of loved the veil that she was wearing, although her makeup was kind of fucking bad.
Really? I don't remember
It was
that.
kind of messed up. She comes out wearing this big dramatic veil, and I kind of wish she had been like more seductively playing with it for the beginning of the lip sync, because when she finally took it off, it was such a relief.
I think where Niña del Antro made the wrong song choice, Vampirasian picked the right song. Like, this was very much like it just felt like it was branded and like her thing. I do agree that she could have definitely played up like the dramatics in the beginning a little bit more, especially if you're gonna go on and do a park and bark. Like, you gotta bring it, okay? I think she did bring it in the end. Just at the beginning, it could have been a little bit like whatever better, but bitch, ¿Quién te crees tú? She was like, ¿Quién te crees tú?
Right, and like, I had no fucking idea. I went and like looked up what the lyrics were to this song, because I was like, wow, she's like speaking to me, and I don't know what she's saying, but I'm like, oh my god, I love this. And when she like lifted up her skirt and she had like bloody knees, oh my god, I was like,
I was impressed. I thought she did a good job, because it's not easy to go on and do like a fucking emotional park and bark and make it good.
Especially like at the finale, for like, this is your one last shot.
Yeah, I thought she pulled it out.
That's ballsy.
I thought she did a great job with it. I was happy with that afterwards. And then we have Le Coco, and she also decided she wanted to do an emotional park and bark moment. To be honest, I thought it was a little bit better than Vampirasian. She just brought like the raw emotion and like the feel of it more than Vampy did.
Le Coco. Oh my God,
Le Coco.
Le Coco. I want to die.
Le Coco.
Le Coco. I agree with you that she kind of brought the park and bark even more than Vampy did. because it felt more like she was singing the song. And I mean, she even comes out with the microphone in the very beginning, and she's really selling that
Yes.
she's actually singing the song.
She knocked that microphone
great.
stand over. I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. I was waiting for her because I was like, there's no way she's just going to stand there the whole time. Like, she's got
to bring it. And she brought it. She did bring it.
All the fucking judges are just sobbing during this one.
Wow. Even afterwards, they were like, the way that you threw that microphone stand.
Oh my God.
So I've never watched Eurovision before. I didn't know like the scoring technique of it. So it was interesting to get that kind of rundown. They get 6, 8, or 10 points. You know, it's voting, okay? Math. And then if you get a certain amount, you get extras in the end, and it's like a lot of math. And we went to school for being gay, not math. We end up with essentially La Niña del Antro with the least amount of points, and she fully gets cut, bitch. Like, fully gets cut. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's the finale, so we gotta do it eventually, blah, 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 blah. This poor girl, why did they not just save her until the fucking finale?
She got literally 0 votes, if I'm not mistaken. And the gag of the eliminated queens literally walking on stage and casting their vote in front of the girls just sitting there.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. A little awkward.
Very awkward.
What the fuck was the final lip sync song? What was that? Like, I was like, are we in a circus? What's going on?
Oh yeah, it is. It's literally the last song is called Diva by Monica Naranjo.
It was a strange song. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, it felt very Spanish, I guess. Yeah, and then so we all get blue balls, no cum, and we have to wait 2 weeks until we find the actual winner.
The audacity for them to call this a grand finale.
The fuck?
When...
The fuck?
Yeah, and I'm like sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties.
And you're like, again? We did this on season 4 US.
I mean, it really, like, time is a flat circle. The world is a simulation.
Are there 2 internet? But we do get our very first live finale for España. And you don't have to put this in, but I heard that they cut Chloe.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, why are you cutting people? Let them perform at the finale and then crown a winner. Like, why are they doing this?
That seems crazy. If that's true...
It might not be true, but that's just what I heard.
So tell me who you think is going to win, because that's who I'm going to put in the thumbnail.
I think it's going to be Le Coco.
I agree. I think it's going to be Le Coco, but I want Vampiracian to win.
I would be happy if Vampy took it. I think she's deserving. I just feel the winner energy from Le Coco.
And it also seems like the judges really like her. Moving right along to the actual... next finale of this week, Dragula season 666. Now, I have beef.
Okay.
With Trixie Mattel.
Uh-oh, you're not the only one. You are not the only one.
This motherfucking episode came out, and like, bitch, I work sometimes 50 fucking hours a week. I'm on call for the stupid website that I maintain. So I'm fucking busy. I'm trying to watch 7 seasons of Dragula. I'm watching wrestling. I'm watching Bake Off. Like, I got shit to do, and I can't always watch, you know, and I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm not ready to fucking knock Trixie Mattel out. This bitch made a little video, the winner of Dragula, as the goddamn title with, I won't say it just yet, but. And that's fucked up to me. Could you not have just put from Dragula or Dragula, whatever? Like, did you really have to put winner in the damn title?
And they could have just put winner, question mark, takes over, and then done a different thumbnail, which I get, to be honest, but, and especially with Dragula, because it's not as mainstream as Drag Race is.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Trixie, rude.
Also, collab.
Collab. The only note I have, other than the finale floor show stuff, is that Auntie was raised in a Christian cult.
What the fuck?
I think it makes a lot of sense with her personality.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm
being
not
annoying and horrible.
Well, I'm not trying to say that anything negative. I just think that she's a little bit of an abrasive person, and she kind of talks about that in the finale, that she and her family sort of always air their grievances. So it just, I think it does kind of paint a little bit better of a picture for her, which she really needed this episode.
For sure. The one that I really liked about leading up to the floor show for Dragula was the way that they approached the finale contestant interview, Emmy Juice stuff. I thought that them just letting the queens highlight themselves rather than doing like the Tic Tac lunch or the cry mobile or whatever from España, like you were saying. I thought it was a really nice change of pace. I really liked that. It was less uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was just more casual and less like the contestants are trying to say what the producers want them to say than they're just saying what they're saying.
The first category for the floor show was filth.
Yeah, baby. Okay. Who was your favorite?
Okay, honestly, I think my favorite filth look was gray matter because it was such a little shock with the reveal of the udders, and I lived with that. The performance itself was like it was like funny in its own way.
Yes.
But it was still like, it was haunting.
It was not, obviously it was weird, but it was like you said, off-putting a little bit to like look at it because like the anatomy alone in this look, first of all, it was seamless. You couldn't really see any of the seams on what he was wearing. And it's got titties, it's got a big belly, it's got fucking udders, it has full prosthetic face, a fucking hat that says milk me.
It was kind of sexy. You can say it.
You're absolutely right that there was this kind of comedic air to it with him pouring milk on himself and just be like, that was funny. And the other thing that really stuck out to me in this was Asia Consent bringing her own prolapse to come out of. Who in the entire world of drag do you know is gonna bring their own fucking asshole to emerge out of? Tell me that.
A hairy, pimply asshole to crawl out of. It was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God.
I think Gray edged her out in this one because I think this was like just too nail on the head, like for filth. I think it needs a little bit, like in season 6 of Dragula now, we need a little bit more cleverness.
I don't like when people go right to shit.
Yeah.
Scat, for filth. I do think that Asia approached the kind of like essence of toilet filth in a pretty good way.
And then Auntie ate some worms. And that was it.
It was, but they were like mealworms. They weren't alive worms. I liked the kind of look of I liked the look of her outfit, but what I had wished we would have seen is when somebody has a parasitic infection, a lot of times their stomach is very distended.
Yeah.
And I thought it almost looked like they were trying to achieve that silhouette with the kind of rib cage on the outside of the dress. And I think if she had kind of had a big belly and, the worms were something different because like mealworms are dried. I don't know.
I don't know. Honestly, overall, Auntie got fucking dog walked in this finale.
Oh, for sure.
I'm wondering like what happened. Like, this just was not, like she thought it was as good as, like, I don't know what the fuck happened because she really did do better than this all season.
I mean, she's been a contender, but I agree that I do think that Auntie had probably my least favorite looks toe to tip.
So then we move on to horror, where honestly, I don't think there is any space for the top spot in here other than Gray.
Really? I disagree.
Oh my God, no. I think this is probably the best, and I know and have seen every episode of Dragula, and I know that we have had Victoria Elizabeth Black on the show, but I think this is the best display of prosthetics that we've seen.
The only thing that I don't always get the same type of enjoyment from like a lot of masks or prosthetics and stuff, and that's like kind of my thing I don't enjoy as much about Dragula as other franchises.
Yeah.
Because like I kind of want to see the actual person or like see their like signature look to it, and I think when someone's like wearing a ton of masks, I don't always get that. And I think that the chains were really, really cool for Gray's look, and it made a huge impact, this like larger than life kind of scale but they were gone like almost immediately.
Yeah, I think it was because of the way that they had to set them up. Because they were going
Probably.
off the stage and everything, and then he had to, yeah, you're right. That was a little bit like disjointed there. But can I tell you, I would have fucked that skeleton.
I thought that Asia's makeup, it was really nice to see her in a slightly different makeup for this because it was kind of a, sensitive theme.
Yeah.
And the storyline that she was giving was very chilling, and it was horror in its own way without having to be gory and bloody and like nasty.
Yeah.
It was like very real.
Yep.
I loved that aspect.
Asia was good, and I think that is where the kind of like the glory of this look lies. It's in the idea and like the reality of it, and kind of like the tangibility of that situation. And her facial expressions were selling the fuck out of it. The color palette was a little bit different than what we generally see from her, which I also enjoyed. I could have dealt with a little bit more polish on the thing behind her. But again, the imagery, you immediately got what was going on. Like, you didn't have to ask about it, you didn't have to question it, and I love that. So I thought it was amazing.
Anti-heroine's horror. We have seen this like Mars attacks so much at this point.
Eva Destruction did it and got eliminated for it. Why are we still doing it? This is a horror section. It's like, this look is something for a completely different challenge. Why would you bring, like, I get it if it's like your character in a small aspect, but this was all camp. It is horror category anti-heroine. What the fuck were you thinking?
I was very confused. Yeah, it wasn't, there's nothing scary about this whatsoever. It's like,
it was very, very
neon.
Polished, period. That's it.
Yeah, Auntie is very much the glamour girl out of this top, but this was in no stretch of the imagination horror.
No, I don't think so either.
The glamour category. I did really like Grey's take on glamour because we haven't seen all that glamorous looks from Grey Matter yet.
Yeah.
Wasn't there supposed to be kind of a sparkly bodysuit like under it though?
I know, because he opened it and showed it with like,
that?
I love sparkly shit. But where the fuck was it? Maybe it was under everything.
I don't know. I was kind of confused by that. But the headpiece was beautiful.
It really was. It really was. And we did, like, it wasn't 100% drag makeup, but it was dragish makeup. One of the Boulets said that when they were doing the critiques, and I was like, no, he wasn't. So I backed it up and I was like, wait a second. She fucking powdered her face. She fucking did everything. No, it was really good because like they say, it's difficult to convey glamour with a male presenting drag or a character like that. And I think this is really, really, really good. I think Grey had a goddamn amazing package that they brought this season, but Asia Consent in this glamour category.
Oh my god.
I am still gagging. I am still dying. I cannot get over. It's like the best I've ever seen her look. It's one of my absolute favorite looks of all time on Dragula. Bitch! Oh my god, this was so good. Her face.
The makeup.
Oh, her face.
And I'm like, okay, Asia's typical makeup, I love. It's like so intricate and different with like the kind of mask and like whatever. Where has this been the whole season? I was like, oh my god, I had no clue she could do something like this.
I know.
Like, holy shit.
She's so stamped and so on brand that this was so fucking smart to do and never show it to us up until this point. Bitch, yes. Oh my god. I sprayed my shorts. So
Slayana.
good. Slayana all day, gold star, sit on me.
And the actual outfit itself too was like, oh my god, it was so beautiful. Like just the whole thing. Like this was the Rachni queen from Mass Effect 2 in my headcanon. Like it was all just gorgeous.
Polished, could have looked like shit with, you know, all of the details that were on that, and it looked so good. Like, oh my god, this is going down in the history book.
Then we had Anti-Heroine. I did like this. I mean, she does glamour. And the body was padded. Like, once she took the, reveal off, she was really padded. But I thought the reveal coat itself, or like the reveal dress itself, was not fitting well.
Yes, it didn't fit right. And the way that the structured parts were on it, they like moved weird and it looked like it didn't fit right. And okay, who the fuck is coming on Dragula for the finale floor show and doing a reveal into a bodysuit?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just fucking saying. You should have just come out here in the Club Kid boots and been like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? A bodysuit? Come on. Like, it's the something happened. Something happened to Auntie. Something happened to her.
Her shit got burned up or something.
Something fucking
like her
happened.
Real outfits.
Cause I was so let down by it, and I don't dislike Auntie. Like, I think she's a good drag artist, but like, what happened? But anyways, Asia wins.
We continue the tradition of trans excellence in Dragula.
Yay! Also, can we also not ever forget Grey's crowning look?
Oh my god.
Was fucking amazing. It would have looked amazing covered in blood. I'm still happy that Asia won.
I'm very happy Asia won. I was like immediately in love with her as soon as this started.
And their personality is just so like easygoing. Like, I feel like I could easily get along with them. Like, love our new drag super monster.
I think Asia is going to be very, very well received. I'm glad that she went on Trixie's little channel, even if it spoiled it for me, because I think it's going to be a really good exposure for her. And yeah, I hope everybody loves her.
Did you catch during deliberations, right before they named Asia the winner, the brothers, I think it was Swan, was like, oh, it was so fun this season to get some new blood in the mansion, but I'm ready to deal with some Titans.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Oh my gosh. So another season of Titans?
I didn't hear it the first watch through, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, what the fuck did she just say? Did she want to deal with Titans? So I think we're getting another season of Titans, which I'm so fucking excited for. I can't wait.
That is our triple finale. Eleganza Extravaganza.
Triple penetration
If anything
finale.
else to say, speak now or forever hold your grease.
I hate finales. That's about it, girl.
Well, we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.